Welcome to Rubber Duck Off-Road Garage. My name is Grant. Today we're going to be working on the Jeep Gladiator EcoDiesel. I'm going to be building a bracket to mount my little itty bitty air tank I got on Amazon. It's a 3-liter air tank. It's not very big. I mean, you can see my hand. It's not very big at all. But I'm going to run it with an ARB air compressor to fill it up. That way I just don't have just the air compressor. A little bit extra air will help when filling up tires and using it for other things. So on the Gladiator, I'm going to mount it up underneath here. So let's get down there and I'll show you. Oh. So right here next to the back on the frame, there's a threaded hole here and a threaded hole here, and there's enough room right here to mount that little air tank. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that aluminum sheet and bend it if I can. If I can't bend it, I'll cut it and weld it. I don't have a bender, so I'm going to try to do it very slowly with like my vise or something. But anyway, I'm going to make the bracket to fit up in here. I'm going to have to notch it a little bit to fit around where your tow hitch mounts so that I can get enough of it on here to have a good mounting spot to use this hole and this hole to mount it. And then I'll drill the holes for the air tank to mount the air tank to that. I'm going to have this as the bottom, so I'll drain, so I'll drill a hole so I can get to that to be able to drain this little tank for water and all that. And then I'll have a like line in and then 2 lines out. So I'll have a line out to go to the front and a line out to go to the back, and then the line in, of course, to go to the air compressor. That way I can run, like if I decide to put my train horn that I have on in here, I can run it off of this little tank. I'll be able to just have air for tires, maybe to run like a small air ratchet or something. Who knows? It's nice to have. I used to have a big old air tank on the CJ before I took it all apart, and shoot, that thing you could run a big air gun. You could run just about anything with that. But actually, I think it was almost the size of that tank there is what it used to be on there. That there is a tanks off of a 1.5 deuce. I'll probably end up putting one of those tanks back in the CJK project when I'm ready for that. But as for the Gladiator, I don't need that much air. I don't air down my tires as much in the Gladiator as I do in the CJ, because that goes more places than the Gladiator goes right now. If later on down the road I need to upgrade, I probably will. So I'm going to get to this. I'm going to mark it out. And then I'm going to see what I can do to maybe use my vise to bend it. So I'll show you what I do if I find a way to make that happen. Okay, so my vise idea isn't going to work for bending the aluminum, but I'm going to see if this will work. I got a piece of angle here and I clamped it to my bench, and I'm going to see if I can't bend it slowly and see if I can get the bend that I want. I really need to go buy a little brake to do this, but I don't want to spend the money right now. I could build my own, I guess, but I don't know. I don't think I have enough of the material to build one. I have quite a bit, but I don't think I have the right stuff for that. So I'm going to give this a shot. We'll see how it goes. I'll just go nice and slow and try to get it as tight as possible. Just keep pushing up on each side here a little bit, and then in the middle. Maybe I'll end up using a hammer when I get it close to tap it. See if I can't. I mean, it's not super a thick aluminum. I think it's right around 2 millimeter, which is pretty close to like I think it's an 1/8, somewhere around there, but it's not very thick. So it should as you can see, it's working, it's bending. It's just taking it slow to make sure I get it to about where I want it. It's not looking like it's going to be too bad. I mean, it definitely could be worse. Be careful, don't want to bang it up too bad. It's like the middle section here is about I don't know. I don't think that I can always see if I can't smooth that out. Let's undo the clamps here and see how we did. I mean, it's a little bumpy in there, but I mean, it is at a 90-degree angle. So all in all, I mean, it's not as pretty as I would have liked it, but for doing it the cheap way, it'll do for now. And if I get a break later on, I'll redo it. But it's going to be underneath the Jeep. It's probably going to get beat up more because of debris getting up in there, like rocks getting kicked up in there, because eventually when I change my fenders, the mud flaps probably won't be there, so stuff will get kicked up in there and it'll dent it. So for doing it that way, I think I'm okay with that. That actually bent pretty well for not having a break. So I'm going to try to get some of it out, but I'm going to get back to, I'm going to have to mark the holes for the little compressor itself and then cut the sheet here because I don't need all of it. Probably cut about that much off. We'll see. I'll leave enough room to get bolts in there and stuff. But all in all, so far so good. I'm going to see if I can't work that and maybe get a little bit of the dents out to make it look a little bit smoother. Of course, I'll probably end up painting it too. So I'll show you what it looks like once I'm done massaging it a little bit. All right, folks, so I'm decided I'm going to add this little piece here to this to help keep it from being able to bend down, and to hopefully, this is going to be the side facing the tire to hopefully help with it, mud getting thrown up and all that. So I'm going to tack this on and then stitch weld it in some places. My TIG welding still needs work, so bear with me. I need to practice. It's been a while. It's not too hard. Well, to be honest, TIG welding is difficult, but aluminum TIG welding seems to be a little bit easier as long as your aluminum's clean and all that, but still, it's been a while, so it'll probably take me a little bit to get used to it, but I'm going to do my best, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so I got it tacked. I'm gonna do my best to do some stitch welds on this. Like I said, it's been a while since I've done TIG, so I'll get to it and see what it looks like. Okay, so got it all welded and cleaned up. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what it looks like down underneath where it's gonna go. Gotta get down here on the floor. Shine the light up in there. Maybe find a better way to put the light. Let's try that. Dropped it. Alright. So that's kind of where it's gonna sit. I'm gonna grab my little air tank, set it on there, and before I paint it, I'm gonna get all the holes drilled and all that for where I'm gonna mount the little air tank. And get the holes drilled, get everything set up, and then I'll paint it. And then in the next video, we'll finish up installing it because it's gonna need time to dry and all that. And I want it to be fully painted before I put it in. So I'll start getting holes drilled and we'll see what it looks like when it's at that point. Alright folks, so I got it all done for the most part. I got the holes all drilled. This is where it'll mount to on the frame. These are the holes for the little air compressor. I got a big hole there for the drain. I might end up adding some more stiffeners along the bottom here. I got this thicker piece. Well, that one's really long. Of aluminum here. I might end up cutting down the middle and splitting it just to give it a little bit more rigidness. But if I do that, I'm just gonna tech screw those on there. That way I can get them off easily, because I kind of have to be able to twist this the way it's made. I have to be able to twist it so I can get that screw bolt in there to the frame, get the air compressor on there, swing it up, and then get this bolt in. And then I'll have to bolt the air compressor in while it's up there, which that's going to be interesting, but I might have a few different ideas on how to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this all painted and let it dry, and then in the next video or somewhere along the line I will show you mounting. I'll have all the air stuff. I'll have the little air tank set up with fittings that I need to get lines run to it, and then we'll show you that on installing it all once it's all good to go. So I will get on painting this bracket, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.